Hi, Zlata.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, we're moving people around here. We're shuffling and everything like that. But you know what? I wanted to talk to you about the Living Reef Memorial. Do you know about the Living Reef Memorial?
Not yet. Why don't you tell me all about it?
Well, when I die, what they will do is they will take my ashes and they will mix them up in this cement-like mixture, and they will make it into a form that's kind of like a wastebasket upside down. And then they put my cremations in that mixture, and then they take you out in the ocean, like off the Coronado Islands, and they dump you in the ocean. And within about, a couple of weeks or so, all sorts of critters start coming around and poking their head in there. And the next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Next thing you know, you have all this marine life taking inhabitants in this living reef.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's ecological, it's affordable, and you don't have to worry about them digging you up and moving you someplace else, which they can do if they so desire. So, if you're interested, if you have somebody, Uncle Charlie, he's up on the mantle, and you don't know what to do with him, give him a call at the Living Reef Memorial,
Excellent.
and that's livingreefmemorial.com. And remember, they put the fun in funeral. But then again, not the reason we called, is it? No. Zlata, would you like to tell us who this lovely young lady is that's sitting next to you?
Laureen Beyer.
No, don't tell her.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
What's that deer in the headlights?
It was a moment of deer in the headlights. I'm like, I know her last name must be Beyer
Must
because
be.
I had John here a moment ago.
You could have said Mrs. John Beyer.
Mrs. John Beyer, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I'm married to Dr. John Beyer. That's a little bit about what I do. We're writers. He's the novelist, but we both do a blog, and I think he shared a little bit about that with you. He said, I think, a little something about it being a travel blog, and we call it J&L, John and Laureen, research and exploration. So really, with both of us having a psychology background, an education background, it is very eclectic. So it could have anything to do with, travel, obviously, but then anything that we find interesting, like the background with Tino's movies. Even, I'm sure we'll end up blogging about you and Johnny and everything that's going on here.
Excellent. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I think they call this lifestyle blog, right?
Well, perhaps. I mean, I think, as a matter of fact, it ended up being called Community. But we really want to get also into a lot of the background stories behind everyday things. Even, a Joshua tree blooming in that ranch, Phelan, or anything. It's exciting. It gives us a reason to do some extra research and get some background.
Excellent. Yeah, it's constant learning. The only way to win is to learn faster.
Well, and then share that. So we're going to be taking a little trip this summer to the homeland, to Ireland.
Tell me a little bit more about that. How did that trip come about?
Well, I think it's something we both always wanted to do. We're both Irish. John is very Irish, and so just finally having the opportunity, making the time, and having the opportunity to go, and this is it. So, like I said, doing that research, doing the background, making sure we get to see the Catholic side, the British side, the Protestant side, and all of that, the Irish side, and all of that. It's going to be interesting. I think.
How long have you been planning this?
Well, in a way, all of our lives.
All of your lives. Excellent, excellent. How long is the trip?
I think we're going to be about 17, 20 days, something like that. I have to double check.
What are you most excited to see?
Belfast.
Ah.
I want to see Belfast. A lot of I think the sadder parts of Irish history are in between Dublin and Belfast, and I want to be there to see a part of that.
That's excellent. That sounds great. I'm gonna blog about that during the day?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, make sure to connect that, AT&T. Have your phones connected before you go.
Absolutely. It might be a little expensive, but it's worth it.
Maybe we could Skype you when you're on and we'll have you on the show.
Oh, fantastic.
Of course, it'll be 3 a.m. your time.
But
we don't mind. We don't mind. Just set the camera up, and then.
No, you don't mind if we're up at 3 a.m.
I don't care. No, that'll be
as
good.
long as it's convenient for you.
Oh yeah, that's the main thing. That it's convenient for us.
And
now,
I respect that.
Where's the most exciting place you think you've been?
Well, here's the thing with.
Other than the Baywatch tonight.
Oh, well, and that's absolutely
Right, that
true,
goes without
because
saying.
Hands down the best spot to be.
Truly. We've taken a lot of trips, but we never take a vacation. It always ends up being an adventure.
Take a little trip.
Nothing we do. I like
a little
that.
trip.
Nothing we do ever ends up as planned. So because it always ends up being an adventure, everything's been pretty exciting. We can't even take our daughters on a little trip to Cancun or anything without, having federales chase my husband or something. There's always something that
You could
happens.
write a book about that.
There's going to be stories. We've been kicked out of more countries than, it's just you.
Tell me the most exciting
why
story.
would they kick you out of it?
Yeah,
Why?
You've met
Why?
him, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you. Why would they kick you? I can understand
I'm
him,
with
but
him.
well,
It's
still.
kind of guilty by association.
Right.
It's like, kind of one of those things.
So tell me how you balance your marriage. It sounds like you guys are a really great couple together. So what's the secret? What's the secret of the vibe?
He adores me.
Aw.
That helps.
How long have you been together?
Coming up on 13 magical years.
Beautiful, beautiful. Where'd you guys meet?
We were set up on a blind date.
Blind date story is my favorite, Johnny.
And once you broke his cane and kicked his dog, then what happened?
Then I had him. He was mine. He was mine.
Now, why would you have to go on a blind date? I can understand this guy, but why would you have to go? Was it a pity date? Did you lose a bet? Did it what?
Yeah, something along those lines. Short version, we had both had some divorces. And we were done dating. We had dated a little bit and said, no, I have my 2 daughters, he has his 2 daughters. We're done. We're happy with our daughters, and that's just it. We're going to live our nice little single life with our daughters, and life is good. And
Little did you know.
Exactly. So there was a lady who knew me, knew him, and said, oh, I have someone who would just be perfect for you. And we went, yeah, sure.
Does she get a gift on your anniversary also?
Every time. She
Hey,
is
you know
right.
what? We're going to take a break. Can you stick around?
Sure.
All right. And we're going to be right back with Laureen. And she's going to tell us more about blogging. Kind of sounds like a digestive problem, doesn't it? Oh, I blog all the time.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah, doesn't it? So we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back. And that's my buddy Early Clover that you're hearing in the background. My buddy, if you ever go to Vegas, Early Clover, or if you go to Ireland in the spring, Early Clover.
If you go to Wikipedia and look up the word lasagna, it's defined as a wide, flat pasta shape and refers to a dish made with this type of pasta with different sauces and baked in the oven. But if you come to Giant Pizza King, we define it as a hot, delicious blend of fresh handmade pasta, garden fresh tomato sauce, spicy Italian sausage, along with a secret blend of spices handed down from generation to generation, combined with the finest Italian cheeses, all to make it the best lasagna in Imperial Beach. So what are you waiting for? Look at that! That's Giant Pizza King in Imperial Beach with not one, but 2 convenient locations to serve you.
Sausage you want? Sausage! You want it? Going one.
In business as in life, you have only one chance to make a good impression. And your business card is your first impression when making that all-important call, whether it's sales or service. Do me a favor. Take your business card out of your wallet, your purse, or pick that one up that's sitting on your desk. How does it look? Does it say everything you want to say about you? Is it the first impression you want to leave? The only first impression you'll ever have? If not, give D'Amico Printers a call. They'll make sure you shine in a heaven of mediocrity. Even if it's just time to update your card or stationery, add your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn address, D'Amico is the place to go for all your printing needs. For more information, call 619-649-0004. Mention the Taca San Diego when placing your order for our internet special.
Hi, Zlata.
Hi, Johnny. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Somebody set a book in front of the camera. I don't know why they're doing that. But, hey, guess what? We're back.
We are
And
back.
both of you, young ladies, black and white.
Black and white, black and white.
Do you know what those T-shirts are all about?
I am not sure yet, but why don't you tell me, Johnny?
You will be. You will be. You see what the guy is standing on? You see the little thing there?
Sure do.
It's a guy, and he's standing on what looks like a skateboard. It's not a skateboard.
What is it?
It's a flyboard. A flyboard? What's a flyboard? Well, a flyboard, I'm glad you asked. You can see at the bottom, that's where hoses come out water. Yes.
I watched the trailer for this, and this looks so
He
fun.
was on the show last week,
So fun.
and guess who's going to get to do that?
Me?
Yeah.
I get to do it. Oh, so much fun. I'm so excited.
And you can go 30 feet. You can go 40 feet up in the air. They'll take you 30. And, you can talk.
So much fun.
Yeah.
The trailer looked phenomenal. Like it's one of those moments where you think you can fly. Well, you kind of think you can fly for a minute
Because you are flying.
because you are flying, but then you have to be really good at, thinking and flying at the same time.
And swimming, because you go up, and then you go down,
Yeah,
and you dive.
dolphin.
You can go 40 feet down, too. They don't take you 40. You can, but they take you like 30 feet up and 30 feet down.
Neat.
And you're up and down, you're flying, you're porpoising. It's a blast. They were on the show last week. So that's aquatic aviation. It's called aquatic aviation. And if you want to go to their website, it's AQAV, aquatic aviation. See how that is? AQAV.net. I believe it's .net. If it's not .net, it's .com. Well, you'll find it. Go on YouTube and you type in, or go on our website, and you'll see that we talked to him on our YouTube. And the whole interview is up there. Andrew, great guy. He's a Brit. But I'm not going to hold that against him just because he's a Brit and we're Irish.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, but there again, not the reason we called, is it?
It is not.
No.
We are here to talk a little bit about how you balance your life as a blogger, because it sounds like you're extremely busy with that, and also as a teacher. Why don't you tell me a little bit about both?
Well, like you said, it's been busy. We've had a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of wonderful people, so there's more traveling with that blog and trying to keep that in balance. But I've been a teacher almost 30 years. I know I don't look that old, but
You were one of those child teachers.
yeah, that's exactly it. I started when I was about 3.
What were you teaching?
Well, actually, I have taught literally every single grade.
Literally?
Preschool, literally.
All right.
Every single grade.
Because I told you a
Preschool
million
to
times
college.
not to exaggerate.
Every single one.
What's your favorite?
Middle school. I mean, I'm in middle school right now, and I think I enjoyed when my daughters started school and following them all the way through to high school.
Oh, I bet they love that.
Sometimes yes, sometimes not so much. But I mean, it was a wonderful experience to be there and be near them. And so now I'm back at the middle school. I'm a language coach, reading department, so really helping intervention kids who have a really hard time as a dyslexic, and an English teacher, helping students who have a difficult time with reading and with writing. But I'm also the leadership teacher.
Excellent.
So in leadership, what we're doing is trying to help students first to become leaders of themselves, and then leaders in the school and leaders in the community.
Or leaders of industry.
Well, ultimately, because there's a business model as well.
That's right.
But where this goes frequently is doing a lot of community service.
Oh, tell me a little bit more how you are involved with the community, being a teacher and working closely with kids.
Well, there are two main things that we do. One is peer counseling, so we teach the students to learn how to solve problems synergistically together with themselves. And so it's like they're closer to the action, they're closer to the problem, and they don't want to hear advice from somebody. As young as I look, as young as I act, they all think anyone,
teenager.
indeed, but anyone over 20, so you're probably the cutoff age right here, but anyone over that, they think that we're just over the hill. We have no idea what life is like as a teenager.
No, life, I don't know anything about life. You're right. You don't know either. I mean,
So they're closer to the problem and they're closer to the solution. So if we can teach them to talk to each other and work together to solve the problems, and that's the peer counseling aspect of that, learning to listen, not give advice, but learning to listen.
listen.
And solve the
And
problems.
what's the second part?
The other one, there's actually an older folks home near us, Sterling Inn.
Sterling.
And it's where residents are who have Alzheimer's and dementia. And so we go up, I have 2 leadership classes. One will go up first period, one will go up 5th hour. And what we'll do is we go up once a week, each class. So that's twice a week that we get to visit. And the students have been very well trained, as I knock this around, very well trained on how to interact with the residents. And whether it's listening to stories, telling stories, there's one gentleman who loves to dance, just spending time with them. And the students have learned a lot about life. They've learned to deal with death. They've learned a lot. I think we've had some of the families of the residents tell us how much of a difference it's made in their family's life, that individual's life, and it's certainly made a difference for these students. It's helped them grow.
How long have you been doing this?
We've done that now. I just moved to the current middle school that I'm at, so we've been doing it the entire school year. And this is something that is growing. We have more and more students who want to participate in it, and a lot of them who won't stop over the summer. They're going to continue going over the summer.
That is very wonderful.
I understand you're an actress as well.
Well, yes. Again, as my husband was saying, we started with Tino Luciano when we were doing the background, and yeah. But I think as a teacher, you know, you're kind of acting every day, aren't you?
You sure are.
Do you have a favorite role that you would want to play as an actress? But before you answer that, we'll just assume something else.
Please do.
But you know what? we really, only because we've got to take a break, but we really want to appreciate the time that you and your lovely husband took to come out here and talk to us about his book and your movie and your teaching and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back. We're going to wrap things up because I know that our lovely host needs someplace to be. So we're going to take a real quick break and then we're going to wrap things up. And so this is Johnny.
And this is Zlata
With the talk
of San Diego.
The next time you're in Imperial Beach, you've got to stop in at Jersey Boys Diner, where East meets West. Jersey Boys Diner has everything from Philly cheesesteaks to chicken fried steaks. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the boys have got you covered. Along with snacks, cookies, and the coldest beer in town, you'll feel right at home whether you're a transplant or a local. Jersey Boys Diner is located at 875 Seacoast Drive, Imperial Beach. We'll see you there.
Hi, Zlata.
Hi, Johnny.
Guess what?
What?
The lights are going down in the city.
The lights are going down in the city, but it is a beautiful evening to be here.
It is indeed. We really want to thank our buddy Captain Bill for letting us do our show on the Baywatch. So if you're interested in going for a cruise, a party, a wedding, a cremation, anything on the ocean, you got to go. Hey, they do it.
Life happens, I get it.
And death, exactly. That's what he's here for. Okay, so if you have anything that needs to be on the water, call Captain Bill, and you can find him at SanDiegoBoat.com. Huh? How's that for an address? SanDiegoBoat.com, and you'll get right to Captain Bill, and he'll tell you about going out on a party, and if you need to get married, he can take care of you.
Don't look at me.
I'm just saying because he's a captain. Okay? So we want to thank Captain Bill. We want to thank Dr. John. He was in the right place at the right time. We want to thank Lorraine, his lovely wife, who apparently was at the right place at the right time. And we want to thank the Commodore. The Commodore was great. How was that, huh?
That was fun.
Yeah, when was the last time you interviewed a Commodore? Never. Yeah, so that was
Never
pretty cool.
before today.
We want to thank Zlata for filling in at the very last minute, and I have to tell you, you did a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure to be here tonight.
And we're looking forward to having you on the show a lot more times.
Excellent.
If you
I'm
can,
looking forward to
if
it
you want
myself.
to. Now, that's not just radio talk, is it?
It is not radio
Okay,
talk.
so you
It is
really-
real now.
You really do want to be on
I
the
will
show.
say it on Facebook. I don't make it all real for you.
All right, fantastic. We want to thank our sound guy, Daniel, who's sitting on the floor.
You're welcome.
Okay. We want to thank our friend Luis, who not only brought the food, but worked the cameras tonight and tried to keep the bugs off you ladies all night. And we want to thank our buddies over at Fiddler's Green for bringing in the food that we're going to be eating. But you have to go, so you won't. We'll save you some. We'll put it in the
I'll
mail.
stay for the wine, not the food.
All right. I'll email it to you. We want to thank them. And we want to thank all of our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we couldn't do this show. Well, we could, but
But,
wouldn't be as
it would
good.
be a
So
little tougher. But
we're going to be at the Wings Over Gillespie next week, and that'll be fun. And of course, you're invited if you'd like to do that. That's a Friday, and that'll be fun. It's a daytime instead of nighttime for an air show. It's always better. But anyway, not necessarily, but anyway, I want to thank everyone that's part of the show. We're going to wrap things up, and we'll see you next week. How's that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
All right, so this is Johnny
And this is Zlata
with the talk.
of San Diego.